Alright guys, we've got something pretty sweet to show you, pretty freaking awesome. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of the video, because I do have a bunch I want to show you, I wanted to start with this. This would be the 50th anniversary YZ graphics kit and rider gear. When this came out, I believe it was shown at Washougal during the outdoor season. If it wasn't Washougal, please correct me in the comments, but I thought it was Washougal, and it was awesome. People were just thinking this is freaking amazing. And then we saw those same people asking for it in game, mostly for MX vs ATV, because you know they're actively developing that game and adding gear and whatnot and patches and updates. But we've seen people asking for this because it is cool. And then I wanted to show you a lap here on the track because it just looks awesome. It looks freaking awesome. But this is a mod. This skin is a mod by Pay 2021. For you to get this, you would have to become a subscriber of his Patreon. It's just per month, so you can cancel at any time. And then when you join, you have access to any mods he's ever done on Patreon. So it's not a big deal. I mean, I know people want the mods to be free, but you know, whatever. It is what it is, and for $7 you have unlimited access to whatever he's doing. And then, like I said, you can cancel at any time. But the main part about this video is this is basically almost pretty much mostly Monster Energy Supercross 7. But I should also say Monster Energy Supercross 8 because there are a couple things that wouldn't be in Supercross 7. But I wanted to start with Hayden Deegan here because we got the Hayden Deegan bike and rider. We are at Glendale, and I believe he did race the East Coast, right? He raced the East Coast with Hunter Lawrence, I think. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But in the game, he's been put on the West Coast. I don't know why, but that's the way it is in the game. Not really a big deal because the tracks aren't the same, but you know, just a minor observation I had. But this is really sick either way, since the tracks really don't matter, even if he's on the West Coast in the game, and he would have been on the East Coast. Excuse me. He would have been on the East Coast in real life. It still is really sick. I mean, because the Supercross 7 would have Hayden Deegan on the East Coast, I believe, battling Hunter Lawrence. So this is really cool, and this looks really, really good. It was done very, very well. But then we are going to switch over here in just a second over to Cooper Webb on the Star Racing Monster Energy Yamaha. Now, this would not be in Supercross 7, right? This would be a Supercross 8 thing because Cooper was on the KTM the year before. So he would be on the KTM for a Supercross 7. This would be something you wouldn't see until the next game. So the game for 2025. Now, I can't say with full confidence if we did get a Supercross 7 that Webb wouldn't eventually end up on the Star Racing Monster Energy Yamaha, because we have seen this before. So Webb was on the Yamaha 450 for Supercross 2, but he was actually riding for KTM at the time, remember? And then he ended up going on to win that championship, and then later on, Milestone had to do a patch to change Cooper Webb from Yamaha to KTM. That is the only time Milestone has ever done that, I believe. I don't believe they've ever done it before or after Cooper Webb went to, or moved him, they moved him to a KTM in the game for Supercross 2, which was probably some kind of deal they had with KTM saying that, hey, if Webb were to win the championship on a KTM, you will be putting him on a KTM in your game. So that did happen. And so it isn't impossible that if we did get a Supercross 7 with Webb on KTM still and he goes on to win the championship on the Yamaha, he could be patched in to be on the Yamaha. So it isn't impossible, but it's highly unlikely that we even get a Supercross 7. So yeah, and then we have Jet Lawrence here, which also wouldn't be in Supercross 7 because he still was racing the 250s. So this would be a Supercross 8 kind of thing. But the reason I want to show this, first of all, it's really cool. Second of all, we had a really good battle here. We had a pretty good battle. Remember, Milestone did increase the AI, and no, they're not hard to beat, but they do put up a little bit more of a fight. And we tried to, you know, I tried not to video game cheese it and just take him out. I was trying to have a realistic battle with him. I mean, we had to take some different lines, some alternate lines on the opening lap just to try to, you know, stay competitive with him and not let him get away from us and just have a really fun battle. So This was pretty cool. You will see one other bike and rider peek into frame a little bit later on this lap. Let me know in the comments if you can figure out who that is. I do show you. I will show you at towards the end, but if you can figure it out here before we get to that, it would be pretty cool. I don't know if it's that difficult to tell. For me, it's not, but I know who it is because I did the video. But yeah, pretty cool. And the other reason this is really cool is because this is something we could see in real life. I mean, Webb for sure has a chance to win a race. Lawrence for sure has a chance to win a race. We saw Tomac earlier during the race in 3rd place, and then we got this mysterious KTM jumping into frame here. So this is very much something we could see in real life come the 1st of January, right? For the Supercross season. So it was just really cool, and it got me really hyped up to play. I mean, even here you can see the other riders, or some of the other riders, even like Barsha, and you can see Anderson and Adam Cianciarulo. You can see those guys didn't change rides. The gear has been changed and updated and whatnot. Now I do believe this mod by Pay 2021 is the Super Motocross, the newest Super Motocross mod he had out, which replaces all the other ones, which is why the riders and stuff are the way they are, and whatever gear he chose to put them on and whatnot. So yeah, but I wanted to show you replay here because this was a really fun battle. Plus you could see some of the other riders a little bit before we jump over to the tail end of the video and check out the rest of what we have. I mean, I didn't get everything. I didn't get absolutely everything, but I tried to get some of the main stuff, showing you some of the best stuff that the mod has to showcase. There you saw it. It was a #1 KTM. Who could that possibly be? Who would be the #1 KTM? Who would be that guy? We'll talk about it here as soon as we wrap this up. It's almost done, the replay, but yeah, really excited. As far as the Supercross 7 and 8 go, probably won't happen. We already know that MXGP has been picked up by KT Racing. We've talked about this. A new studio, new game coming out next year. Really excited, really pumped up. And Milestone, I don't believe, has made an official statement that they're done. But based off of what everybody else is saying and the fact they weren't at any of the races the year before, probably Milestone is done. Probably they won't be doing it. I'll be really curious to see if anybody picks up the Supercross series. Excuse me. Same as what KT Racing did with the MXGP series. I mean, the MXGP series is really cool and I'm really excited for it, but it will kind of suck to not have a Supercross game. Yeah, the Supercross games were getting kind of stale, but I mean, now that we had them, it sucks to not have them. So I'm hoping something happens with the Supercross series. We'll have to see. I know people have been bugging MX versus ATV to try to do something about it. We'll just have to see. We really don't know. Maybe there won't be anything Supercross this year, but maybe eventually there will be. And then this is the #1 KTM, that mysterious KTM that we were seeing in the Jet Lawrence gameplay. This is Chase Sexton, but again, he would be on the 23 Honda for a Supercross 7. It would take a Supercross 8 before we saw the #1 KTM, right? Now, I know it was a rumor he was moving to KTM. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's been officially confirmed. I just don't follow the news. I mean, I get the news, but I usually get it way later than everybody else. Has it been officially confirmed he is going to KTM? When I was still knowing about it, it was still just kind of a rumor. I mean, mostly official that he was going, but it wasn't confirmed. Has it been confirmed he is going to be on KTM? Sexton to KTM? Probably has been, and assuming that it has been, this is what it would look like for Anaheim 1 at the 1st of January. So pretty cool, pretty sweet, getting me excited for Supercross season coming up. A lot of stuff to look forward to. All the big hitters will be there. And then I wanted to end the video with some classic Tomac. Yes, Tomac is in the game, but he isn't wearing this gear. So he has been updated, and I can't wait for Tomac. I mean, I feel so bad that his Achilles tendon ruptured the way it did, and I mean, he had the championship wrapped up. It would have been a great way to ride off into the sunset, retire, whatever he wanted to do, but it didn't go that way. I mean, unfortunate, bad luck, whatever you want to call it. It happened. I hope he made a full recovery, and I can't wait to see him get back to form. I mean, Tomac is a monster. I want to see him battle with Jet and Roxon and Cooper and all those guys. I mean, I cannot wait to see it, and I hope he made a full recovery and can be where he was before. I mean, we get the 2 and the 3. We get the 2 and the 3 on Star Racing Yamaha. So this could be pretty cool. Really excited. Supercross season is not that far away, right? Not that far away with the way the season's set up with Super Motocross. They race pretty much all year, not too much of a break. And we'll be right back into it with Supercross. So let me know what you guys think about the mod and Supercross 7 or Supercross 8. Probably won't be happening, but this is kind of what it would be. This is mostly Supercross 7, right? And 8. But you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.